Hello YouTube, Crafting Redstone here, and today we're going to be going back to the printer and looking how we can program this to print cool things like this pattern or maybe letters. I don't know, but we're going to have a look at this. Anyway, bit of an extra thing. I made a Minecraft skin and it's meant to be the colours of redstone and a crafting table. I think it's not that, it doesn't really look like redstone and a crafting table, so you probably wouldn't guess that, but I tried. I did actually make the skin. It's not one what I just found. I spent 2 hours trying to make this today, and it looks terrible. But anyway, I hope you like it. Leave a like if you do like it, because I'm fairly pleased with it. And I hope you also like the new intro. I spent a lot of time making that. So to begin with, we are going to be taking these two inputs and wiring them up with AND gates, timers, and a bunch of programmable redstone stuff, so it will print nice pretty pictures. So if you haven't seen my earlier videos on these, watch those. If you've not already seen them, might help out a little with redstone. Anyway, so we've got some basic redstone things, components I guess, and we're just going to grab some building blocks. I'm not going to use comparison in this video because I don't think it's really going to be that useful for what we're wanting to. And do check out the oscilloscope video if you've not already seen it, because I think that's pretty cool actually. Quite pleased with that one. So anyway, let's get started with making this. We have an issue, and that was that this track of redstone here was getting powered by the torch below. This was causing the signal to go through twice. I was going to do, before I found the issue, was show you two different methods of doing this. When making or programming this mini printer, you're going to have basically redstone wires going something like this. You can have a redstone wire not like that, one like that, and possibly one like that to time it. But there is an option here. You can either have that one powering sand and that one powering red sand, or you could have this one powering both red sand and sand. So what I mean by this is let's just get rid of this. If this is on, then let's say it powers sand. If this is off, then this powers red sand. So to make this, we're going to need a NOT gate and probably a few AND gates. To do this, we're basically going to make a piston above it, like so, and put a slime block in there instead, so we don't get buggy pistons because they're not wanting to retract because we've got a redstone signal going through them. And then we're going to place a block there and a block there. And it's going to time the circuit, so every time these get powered, then it's going to let the signal through for a few seconds, or half a second probably, if we get this right. Block in the middle, like that I guess, one out like that, and get rid of that one there, place a repeater there, and a block of whatever your choice is there. Then is that going to work? Hooray! So you can just do it like that. So we've got the timing. Now we need the AND gates. No, we're not. We're going to need the NOT gate. And no, we're not. Tough one there, unintentional. So we're going to have a NOT gate there. That's just going to invert the signal over here. So we can have that like that. We can have that, and that. So if the signal is not on, as it currently isn't, it's going to activate the sand. If it is on, then it's going to activate the red sand. As you can see, it just swaps. That is great. Awesome. So let's move on. To begin with, we're going to program something in what's basically going to just be this. So how we're going to do that is drag this redstone along quite a long way. And we might end up changing this later if we do possibly a 3-part video for this. I might add something extra in. Although I am planning on a pretty cool new series, and I'm gonna give a bit of a hint to that. It might not be out for a while. I'm still working on it quite a lot with like the replay mod and stuff, trying to get things really good for it. That is making Minecraft spaceships. I think it should be. We're going off topic a bit here, but I think this should be awesome. So with the release of new Star Wars, don't know if you're bothered about Star Wars or not. I think it's pretty cool, but I thought something would be even cooler is making moving spaceships in Minecraft. Now this should be awesome once it's finished. I have done this before, using command blocks and stuff like that. No, we're not doing it with redstone. No. That would be too difficult. But we'll be doing it with command blocks, and that is a series I'm going to be starting on this channel soon. I think that should be really awesome. So anyway, to carry on, we are going to be programming this. So we basically just want to make an alternating pattern to start off with. So actually I think I'm going to put a 2 space in these so we can have a good repeater delay in it. We're going to do something like this, hopefully, if it's going to want to work. There we go. We can now get us the first line of stuff printed, and then we can just change this around later. So what we're going to want to do is I'm going to do an alternating pattern to begin with. So we're going to put redstone torch there, and a redstone torch there. Then we're going to put redstone across here, like so, and just drag it all across. We don't actually need on those ones there, because it's not actually going to do anything, but anyway, put it there. And this means you can just reprogram it later to do whatever you want and print whatever you want. You can have a bunch of letters and numbers in like a big database of information somewhere, and just have it. You can have it set up like this, so you have like maybe 5 different sections of all the possibilities of different combinations of sand and red sand on there. Have them all along here and have some sort of decoder coming from a database, and the database tells it exactly what to print and when. You can do it like that. That's another way of doing it. We might look into that in the future. I think that may be a bit complex for now, because I think it'll be a massive project to undertake probably to put all that in. Anyway, we're going to have a look at timing this. Now, we want to get it so what happens is one of these turn on, then this turns on, then that turns off, then the next one turns on, and so on and so forth. And this will make sure you can print patterns. So we're going to have a look at that. So I've come up with a bit of a decision on how to make it so the AND gate fires after each line of code. I've done this basically with inverting the signal here with a NOT gate, aka a redstone torch. Then it travels along here and then into a monostable circuit, makes a pulse, and that pulse is made longer. Then this travels up with a glowstone redstone tower, and then this goes into a AND gate and then allows signal through. So you can test that by simply doing this, and then signal can pass through. We should get a red sand printed, hopefully. Did that work? Yep, looks like it works for me. So now the main issue is wiring all these up so they turn on at different points. So we'll meet back in a minute when we're ready to do that. So this has all now been wired up, so it should work in theory. We've got quite a large delay, and it is not done in the most efficient way as possible. As you can see, we've got redstone in between, but hey ho, it's just for a tutorial. So this will make a fairly large delay between each line of code activating, and so we can try this out. So we make sure there is no block there. I have added 2 blocks of obsidian, and this is because the pistons are pushing each other further out. So that obsidian is there to stop that. A pulse extender. Actually, we can add a pulse extender in, but for now we're just going to use the lever so we can time it correctly. So we can hold it on now and just turn it off now. So as you can see, it is working pretty well. So as you can see, it's finished. That is fantastic. So this is about the right timing for it, and this turns on when it's meant to, as you can see. So we can try that again to make sure there's no errors, and you can watch this as it's working. Oh, and I've just forgot to turn it off. No. No, that's not going to work. Just messed it up. I forgot to turn it off. So this is really important, and I think we're going to have to fix that problem now. So we're going to have a monostable circuit to allow only one pulse to get through. That means we're going to need a piston, and that piston's going to need to go there, and with a bit of redstone there, Peter on full ticks, and then like that, and then more redstone here. I'm going to make a pulse extender, so we can have this done something a bit like this. And we're going to need that on 2 ticks actually. So we can have that like that. That should work. So now we can turn on the lever. And as you see, this should now work. So in a second, there you go. Although that is printed in lines now, it's not alternating. That's because we've still got the same 5 lines of code. If we had the 6th, then it would alternate. And we can demonstrate that by adding a 6th. So if we move this out by 2, then move this along like that, you can have as many lines of code as you want. It just depends how much you can bother to code. So you can actually make a like massive you can make a massive RS Norlatch array, I guess you'd probably call it. and then you can store all the data in that and have it just execute at certain points. So that's another way of doing it. But I won't be showing that in this video probably. Might do another video on it to show you how you can do that. So have it like the data stored for the letter A, so every time you clicked A it would print that line of code, for example, stuff like that. Have that done. Also another thing is if you're struggling at all with any redstone contraptions, then leave a comment on one of my videos and I will read that comment and I will try and build a redstone contraption to fix whatever you want doing. So if, I don't know what you might want. So I say you wanted to make something that can add numbers together and display it as a 7 segment, I might feature that in the video, something like that. So if you have got any suggestions like that, just leave it in the comments and I'll try and put it in one of the videos. So yeah, that's quickly to mention. So what I've got with this, I've got the redstone coming out like this, and I've got 1 repeat there, 2 there, 3 there, 4 there, and basically at the end of the day I've got 7 repeats on 4 ticks, and that will go into the last one, which we can then program with dragging this along a little, so like that, and then we can put some redstone on it. And then as you see there's torch here, so we've got no torch there, so it has finished. So you can see this should now alternate. So we can now try this by turning on that. Oh, I don't think I did that for long enough actually, but there you go. Let's try that again. So watch this come along here. And then we can make sure it gets all the way. So that should have worked. And it's not printing the last one for some reason, but I'm not sure why that is. So, I'm not sure why it's not printing the last one, it's a bit odd. But, yeah, get rid of that. It does print stripes, so you can program it basically like that. I think that's probably going to wrap up this video. So, thanks for watching. If you liked it, leave a like, and if you really liked it, don't forget to subscribe, please. And as I said, leave any suggestions in the comments for any videos, and I'll try and get those done. So, anyway, hope you enjoyed. See you from Crafting Redstone.